Hi everyone, and I'm back again with yet another exciting episode at Cosmic Ways 99. So, what I wanted to talk to you about is something very different, more like setting the pace for the month of August, what it's telling us, how the planets are positioned right now, and eventually how do we pace ourselves better so that we can respond to some of these beautiful planetary aspects that are forming in the sky right now. So the one thing I do want to talk about in depth is the cosmic blessings that have come to us through the full moon yesterday. And as most of you know, yesterday was a very powerful full moon called the Guru Purnima. And what that basically means is a full moon which is happening right opposite the planet Jupiter, which is in its very exalted state. But what took place yesterday wasn't just a single day of celebration, it was a massive cosmic reset button. The themes activated yesterday in the sky are going to play out over the next few full moon cycles. And if you felt a subtle shift, an intense desire to restructure your life, or a sudden push towards a higher path, there is a very powerful astrological reason for it. So let's break that down on what just happened yesterday, and more importantly, the reason why I wanted to make this video after the day it happened is so that we can settle into that energy, understand it, imbue it a little bit more in our lives, and kind of pace our journey and our personal path in the next coming months. So the power of the exalted Jupiter Sun Cazimi was actually very prevalent yesterday. And what a Cazimi actually means is an exact alignment between Jupiter and the Sun. So it was that day when in Cazimi a planet sits in the absolute heart of the Sun. And yesterday the Cazimi was between Jupiter and the Sun, as I just described. So instead of being burnt out, that planet actually, which is in Cazimi with the Sun, becomes illuminated. So remember, Jupiter is currently in its most exalted state, operating at its highest and purest potential. So during this full moon, the Sun acted like a giant cosmic spotlight, reflecting Jupiter's exalted, wisdom-filled energy directly onto our Earth. So this made yesterday an extraordinary portal for intention setting and kickstarting a new spiritual chapter in our lives. So anyone who's open to listening to the universe's message, let's tap into this energy as it carries the power to deliver immense benefic results and profound breakthroughs. So what I want to highlight again is, as I had mentioned earlier, Jupiter is transiting through its very, very potent constellation called the Pushya nakshatra. And the Pushya nakshatra is actually owned, or its deity is Jupiter itself. So it's a constellation of deep nourishment and spiritual care. But if we look deeper into the Navamsha, which is the D9 chart, and it shows kind of the fruit or kind of the inner essence of the chart, something incredible happened opposite this Cazimi. So in the Navamsha chart, the full moon made a vital movement out of the dry, rigid sign of Capricorn into the deeply intuitive, watery, and spiritually lucrative sign of Pisces. So essentially what I want to say is this full moon that was happening was right opposite the Jupiter Sun Cazimi, and its Navamsha position was even stronger in terms of taking it from Capricorn to the sign of Pisces. And what's more amazing is the co-ruler or the ruler of the constellation of Pushya is also Saturn. And Saturn, even though it's transiting Pisces in the Vedic scheme of things, it was actually in the sign of Libra, which is its most exalted sign in Vedic astrology. So Saturn exalted in the Navamsha tells us that whatever you approach with structure, with commitment and daily discipline over these next few full moons will be rewarded exceptionally well. And let's talk a little bit more now that we've understood kind of what the Navamsha is saying, what the full moon was saying, and then the exact same day Cazimi happening is saying. What does it really imply for all of us as we step into the month of August? So yesterday's Jupiter in that sweet spot of Cazimi with the sun, it's not just asking us to move forward, but Jupiter is entering into a prolonged state of combustion. So even though yesterday was outwardly very beautiful, the fact that it's going to be in a state of combustion from today onwards means that some of the benevolent results or rewards of Jupiter are not going to be that openly expressive as we are used to seeing it. So Jupiter is undergoing a vital purification process. So if you're a teacher, healer, counselor, or in some kind of a Jupiterian path, this combustion is going to take you a little bit inward, and it's asking you to purify yourself. And we might see it play out in the rest of the world, where we might see a lot of hypocritical practices change into something more truthful, something that serves you better, and something that serves the masses better. So the key questions you have to ask yourself this time is, am I living the truth that I'm speaking about? Because this combustion is more like the sun itself. It's representing the sun's energy, and it burns you, yes, but the intense heat, through that process of intense burning, it brings warmth, light, and sustains life on earth. So right now, we are being asked to burn away our spiritual superficiality so that we can genuinely give warm support and sustain the people in our daily lives. So if this is all making sense to you, let's talk a little bit about how, as we're moving past the energy of the Guru Purnima, which was a very potent energy, how do we leverage some of that momentum and stop it from fading? So the portal opened yesterday, but the real work and the real reward is actually happening now, as we mentioned. What can we do, will you ask? Commit to a routine. Build something which is a daily habit but sustainable. Allow yourself to go through this period of internal purification without demanding instant gratification. Trust that what you built with discipline under this Pushya energy will sustain you for months and years to come. So let's talk about it. Keep the conversation going, as I mentioned, but I wanted to upload this very short video to mention how important these transits are in our lives, what they are teaching us at a day-to-day level, and what are the vital messages that we can take away from this and kind of incorporate it, even if it is for half an hour every day, and then slowly and steadily you are going to see a difference. I'll be back soon with more technical analysis on how we can look at the aspects from a much bigger picture. How are the outer planets playing out? Some of the day-to-day remedies that we can establish at a daily level.